Hello out there in YouTube land. This is a XCOM Enemy Within Impossible playthrough, my first, hopefully one of many. I haven't yet decided how far I intend to run this playthrough. I don't intend to finish the game, but I'd like to get past at least the third month. In order to do that, to get past the third month in XCOM Impossible, you need to have a pretty damn good plan and be pretty lucky. The research priority that I'm going with is alien materials, experimental warfare, to get the foundry upgrades. Consequently, I'm starting in Asia in order to get the 50% foundry cost reduction as well as officer training school reduction. I think because the first 1, 2, and 3 months are so hard in XCOM, it is really helpful to give your squad the best possible advantage. And I found that through the Foundry project upgrades, you can, after you get tactical rigging, you can equip nano vests and scopes to all your squad members. I don't like getting a satellite uplink the first month. You can't really afford it, I've found, and it just sacrifices too much as far as your squad goes. The first 2 months, it's all about developing your squad, upgrading your squad, giving them survivability, because they're the ones that are going to carry you into month 3, 4, and beyond. The first mission was at the observatory, which you may remember is used in the council missions, or at least one of them. Tricky part about this mission I've found is what to do past this door. Once you've cleared this room, there's usually a meld canister there that you can collect as well. What's the next step? And I've found that after clearing the room, it's best not to continue on in that same direction, but to double back, loop around the left flank to that blue flatbed truck. From there you've got some nice high cover and you can really develop the situation from there. So that's what I'm going to be executing here.
Alien object in sight.
A la orden, comandante.
This is a good example of why you always double check before you throw your grenades. You can see here I'm lining up for a grenade throw on the first 2 sectoids to destroy both their high covers, but I didn't double check before throwing, so we have 1 sectoid who survives in high cover. It doesn't matter too much because I'm going to double grenade both of those anyway, but it's the sort of mistake that could really hurt in certain situations.
Frag out.
This last sectoid I just finish off with what could have been 2 shots, but ended up being 1 shot. The risk is being caught in half cover after missing twice, but it's an acceptable risk.
Yes, sir. Andando. Contacto.
My squad here really isn't in the best position to engage these new threats. I really can't get a solid flank on this first guy without exposing myself to being flanked by the second sectoid around this gas container here. I end up making the move because it's my only real option to flank this first guy. It ended up not being enough. Luckily I had a grenade as backup for the absolute last priority. I would spend some time trying to find another angle on him so I didn't have to waste the grenade, but it ended up being my only option here.
Headed there now. Incoming!
Bring a second guy around here to support my potentially flanked squatty out there. At least if the first guy gets killed, the second guy might deal out some revenge justice. Here, since both my guys are in half cover and going into Overwatch won't prevent this sectoid from flanking around the gas canister, I decide to take a shot. Going into hunker down would be useless because my companion to the right of him was in half cover, so it wouldn't have made any sense to go into hunker down. It ends up in my favor. The sectoid doesn't flank. He decides to flee because his companion was killed, so I'm free to maneuver at will.
Copy that. Bin unterwegs.
This blue tractor trailer truck was the reason for flanking around to the left to begin with. It's got great cover, great concealment, and you can advance on the final objective pretty easily by going that direction. It puts you in a pretty good position. I decide here to take a peek for that surviving sectoid. What I would like to do is have my second squatty on the left side of that air conditioner unit and my one who's just getting shot at now to the right side. Yes, it is a bit of a risk to advance into what could be overwatched territory, but I felt developing some sort of presence on this side was worth the risk of an overwatch shot there. From the tractor trailer truck, I now have a great position to advance to that boiler unit. Yes, right there. That final position is cover and concealment. You can move to hidden full cover, which would prevent any packs from triggering. So that is the position from where I'm going to launch my final attack into that far building. Bit of a flub here where I make a stupid move. Decide to just move back.
What was that? They're falling back.
Stupid sectoids that present an easy flank opportunity like this are just too good to pass up. I have a backup grenade in case this doesn't kill him, so it isn't a uncalculated risk, it's pretty much the only move I could have made in that situation. I mean, you don't get easy flanks like that all that often. I ended up needing a grenade to finish it off, but hey, you can't not flank in that position. The danger was triggering another pack. If that had happened, I think I would have shot anyway. He's in full cover. Would he have survived in full cover? It would have been up to the XCOM gods in that case. Enter the 3. We put our guys on the left flank by the truck and Overwatch to hopefully get lucky and thin out their numbers here. It was a miss, but at least now we know what we're up against in this final building here.
Yes, sir. Allá voy.
I checked there to see if this elevated platform would give my guys a height advantage. If yes, I would have considered staying there, hunkered down. It turned out that there was no advantage, so I pulled them back into a little safer position to hunker down.